Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I wanted to go ahead and give my review over. And just like that, I actually forgot about this episode. You know, I went to DC last week, so I forgot about Real Housewives of Miami. I forgot about And Just Like That until somebody left a comment and was like, Rodney, don't forget about And Just Like That. And I was like, girl, I completely forgot. I'm probably not going to review last week's episode of Real Housewives of Miami, but I will review the episode that just posted today. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into episode 7. I am reviewing, this is the episode I'm reviewing right now for And Just Like That is last week's episode. And then of course I'll review the episode that just posted today with, on It's Just Like That too. Anyways, all right, so basically the episode starts off with Carrie is writing a book. She takes the book in. I guess that's the publisher. They feel like the book is a little too dark for her audience. I guess because Carrie's books have always been about relationships, sex. And I think because, you know, Carrie finally found, I guess, her true love, and now he, you know, is dead. They felt like that kind of, I guess, it would turn her audience off. So they feel like, or the woman feels like, because of her audience, they need to have like a glimpse of hope. Like basically kind of like, girl, there's, you know, a rainbow at the end of the day. So she wants Carrie to basically go out on a date, to basically just kind of, you know, I guess basically go out on a date and then come back and say, oh yeah, you know, there's hope. But the truth of the matter is, like, the lady husband just died. Like, I mean, not just, but clearly, I mean, how long has it been? Because I'm not going to say they're skipping over months, but it's probably been, I guess, in the show, like a year or two probably? Anyways, so the tennis match. Are those two older women? For some reason, I felt like the two older women that what is Nicole's character's name? LTW and Charlotte were playing against. I felt like, for some reason, I felt like the two older ladies were famous, like old tennis players. Anyways, they play a tennis match against the tennis players. I thought it was kind of funny. Miranda runs into her professor and her husband. Girl, that professor husband is fine. Girl, they make a nice looking couple. Steve. You see like how Miranda's professor and her husband kind of interact with each other, and how, you know, he kissed her before he walked away, and then here comes Steve. Deaf, girl, can't hear, girl, just loud all over the place, you know, cute, embarrassing, you know, but it's kind of like, girl, that's my man, and I'm gonna stick beside him, right? Well, not Miranda, honey. Miranda has stuck beside Steve. I'm not gonna say she's stuck beside him, but y'all get what I'm trying to say. She's with Steve. She's with her husband. I'm hoping that by the end of the season, Miranda finds her true happiness, even if it's by herself. Anyways, so Seema is out with the girls. So Seema is the new Samantha. It looks like they're pushing Seema all, you know, into Samantha's spot. I'm here for it. I love that bag that Seema had at the table. Shay has not returned any of Miranda's. No, I think it was only one. Remember Miranda texted her or DM'd her, and come to find out, it's been 3 months. So Miranda was asking Carrie, what's the time frame for someone to return your phone calls or your text messages? And Carrie was like, girl, 3 hours, which really is like, girl, it don't take no, 3 hours is a good enough time, right? So anyways, the professor and her husband are out. Now, mind you, I forgot to mention this. When they bumped into the professor and her, I cannot remember the professor's name, that's why I just keep calling her the professor. When they bumped into the professor and her husband at, I think it was like a farmer's market, I believe. When the husband walked off, she told Miranda, that she basically got her period, so she's not pregnant. So Miranda texts her while they were in the car, basically saying, I hope everything went okay when you told your husband about you not being pregnant. And it came through on the Bluetooth. The husband didn't know that her period had came. So he just found out when the text message comes through. You know, he wasn't upset. You could tell he was visibly bothered, you know, that he had to find out through the Bluetooth. So as they're driving, the professor is driving the car, he's in the passenger side. She's trying to turn the Bluetooth off because it's coming through as a voice. I think it was a voicemail, I believe. I can't remember. I think it was a voicemail. And as she's trying to turn it off, girl, she was about to run a red light, and this is gay couple crossing the street with their baby. I thought it was so funny. That gay man came beating on the window. I have a toddler! Girl. And the husband was like, is he checking me? It was so funny, child. Anyways, girl, the professor was apologizing through the glass, but, you know, then of course the husband was like, basically, dude, calm down. I have a toddler, girl. And then he walked off. It was actually kind of funny. Anyways, Harry wants to play tennis with LTW and his wife, Charlotte. Charlotte says, okay, basically, so they have a tennis match. It's basically couple against couple. Tennis match goes fine. While they're playing, Charlotte bumps into Harry. He falls. After the tennis match, Harry basically says that Charlotte needs to apologize to him. Charlotte feels like, basically, girl, I'm not apologizing to you for what? Like, why am I apologizing? I got what Harry was saying. Like, girl, if it's, like, even if it's an accident, you still bumped me over. But I also felt like I was more on Charlotte's side. Like, I felt like Harry was just trying to pick a fight because you were embarrassed. Like, I felt like Harry was embarrassed because he fell. Charlotte got, I guess that was the final shot of the game. And I think that was more so what it was. Because it's not, like, are you really that bothered that you failed? And Charlotte didn't say, I'm sorry, or excuse me, I'm sorry, you felt whatever. So, of course, Charlotte starts cursing Harry out in the middle of the street. They didn't realize that LGW and her husband were sitting on the sidewalk, basically having coffee and a sandwich. So, of course, they're embarrassed, right? Because nobody wants to argue, you know, in front of anybody, but really like people who you just met, you know, building a friendship with. Miranda, girl. So Miranda is at the house with Steve. You know, Miranda, she done got turned out by Shay, baby. Shay done put the magic fingers, honey. Shay done turned Miranda out, baby. So Miranda wants to try to recreate this magic that she had with Shay. Now, mind you, her and Steve have not had sex in years. Remember she said that? So, I'm not going to lie. If I was Steve, I kind of would have been like, bitch, like, where is this coming from? Like, we haven't had sex in forever. Now, out the blue, now you want me to finger you? Is what I tell you. She told Steve to finger her because she basically trying to, again, recreate the sex that she had with Shay in Carrie's apartment. When I tell you, Steve went to the sink and washed his hands. Girl, Miranda was sitting there like, what is this food? Girl, I thought that was kind of sweet. Steve said, I don't want to, like, you know, give you nothing. Let me go wash my hands, right? But it kind of ruined the mood a little bit. Like, just come on, Steve. Let's just get to it, right? So, you know, Miranda really not feeling it. Steve says, I can go get some lube. Shay didn't need no lube. Shay didn't need no lube, baby. Shay got it popping. Hey, yeah. Anyway, child, so Miranda pretty much was over it. And that was pretty much the end of that. Carrie goes on a date. She goes on the date that her boss or publisher wanted her to go on. I thought that guy looked just like Big. Am I tripping? Did he look like Big to y'all? He looked like Big to me. Anyways, of course, they're both nervous. Excuse me. The guy lets Carrie know that he is a widower. His wife had died of, I forgot what type of cancer, ovarian cancer, I believe. And then she lets him know that Big had died of a heart attack. Again, they're both nervous. And then Carrie orders drinks, and then everything is fine after that. Girl, they go outside, and girl, he started throwing up in the middle of the street. Carrie started throwing up in the middle of the street. It is a hot mess. See, I know, like, that is so embarrassing, child. So anyways, it's the night of the auction. I forgot to tell y'all they were having an auction. I think LTW was hosting it, her and her husband. LTW is not the best when it comes to public speaking, from what I can see on the show. So basically, Shay is, I guess, the entertainment for the night. And Miranda did not know that Shay was going to be there. She heard her voice. So she asked Carrie, like, did you know she was going to be here? So Carrie was explaining, Miranda said, bitch, girl, my woman on stage. What? No, not woman. She not, what does she? No, because her Shay is on stage. That's what I'm going to say. Shay is on stage. So anyways, basically afterwards, Shay, locks eyes with Miranda. Shay was talking to two. I think those two. I kind of like went out. I think those are two of the parents from the school, I believe. I don't know. I kind of like started doing my own thing during that little part. But basically, Miranda tells her that, girl, I DM'd you. And Shay is like, when? She was like 3 months ago. So it's been 3 months. 3 months ago. I will say this much. I just learned this probably a year and a half ago, that DMs, how it works for those who don't know, if the person, it's a little, in the corner, it'll say request. So if you send somebody a request, I didn't know this. You have to hit that, you have to click on the request, and everybody who has sent you a DM is going to be right there. Now, once you accept that first DM, then they'll be in your primary inbox, if that makes sense. I never knew that, child. So it is a possibility that Shay never got her DM, because if they've never had a conversation before, her DM was probably still on the outside, not the primary box, if that makes sense. So anyways, girl, Shay says she wants to have sex with her. Miranda was like, well, I already called my Uber. I said, girl, Miranda, if you don't cancel that Uber, girl, that $20 is not going to break you, girl. Cancel that Uber, girl, they're going to charge you what? They probably going to charge you $5 to cancel it, right? Because they probably all, depending on where they at, right? So anyways, girl, Carrie is on the bidding block. It was supposed to be like a lunch date. Girl, so basically, LTW husband sees Carrie in the audience. Oh my God, there's Carrie right there, the woman that we're bidding on. So he tells Carrie to come on stage. It really is like an uncomfortable situation. Nobody wants to bid because everybody that's there is pretty much married. So Charlotte starts to bid 700, then 800, and then Carrie says, I'm just going to do it. Carrie bid it on herself. 1,000. The money is going to charity. I think for the kids or something like that. So Carrie says 1,000, and then the guy, I forgot this part too, sorry. The guy that she went on a date with the previous night, he was there. She spotted him. So he was still in the audience. They thought he had left. But he was in the audience, and so he said $1,050. So he bid $50 more, and that was pretty much the end of that. And then they bumped into each other walking out. Well, he came, I think he followed her outside, and she said that she would give him the money. She would pay for it. It's not that big of a deal. He wants to go out with her again, and Shay and Miranda end up having sex. Miranda. I'm so happy for Miranda, girl. I know she's married. I know that's trifling, but Miranda, I just want Miranda to be happy. So anyways, they plan on going on a second date. And that was pretty much the end of it. So shout out to Carrie. Carrie is back in the field. Oh, then she goes back and she says that now she has a glimmer of hope. So, shout out to Carrie. All right, bye, y'all.